Hello again, welcome back to the Telltale channel. Today's story is Thomas and Friends, No Nonsense Duck. Be sure to pay close attention to the story and watch it all the way to the end for the quiz and fun facts, and remember to help the channel grow by subscribing for free. This is a story about Duck the Great Western Engine. When he came to the station, he soon made it clear that he wouldn't put up with any nonsense. But there was one engine who was more than a match for him. One morning, Percy was talking to Gordon and James in the engine shed. "The Fat Controller is getting a bigger engine to help me," said Percy proudly. "Nonsense," said Gordon, "we don't need a bigger engine. You just need to work more, and chatter less," said James. Percy sighed, "No one listens to me. They think I'm a silly little engine, and order me about. I'll show them," but he didn't know how. Later that day, Percy brought some coaches to the station. "Hello, Percy," said the Fat Controller, "you look tired." "Yes, sir," replied Percy sadly, "I don't know if I'm standing on my dome or my wheels." "Cheer up, Percy," laughed the Fat Controller, "the new engine can do the work here alone. You can help Thomas and Toby build my new harbor." "Oh, thank you, sir," said Percy happily. The next morning the new engine arrived. He was a Great Western engine. "What's your name?" asked the Fat Controller. "Montague, sir, but everyone calls me Duck because they say I waddle," replied the engine. "I don't really, sir, but I like being called Duck." "Duck it is then," said the Fat Controller. "Percy, come and show Duck around." Percy and Duck got on well. Duck knew how to make the trucks behave, and soon they were almost finished. James, Gordon, and Henry watched Duck quietly doing his work. "Let's have some fun," they whispered, and they wheezed, "Quack, quack, quack." Percy was cross, but Duck ignored them. Then the engines began to order him about. "Do they tell you to do things, Percy?" asked Duck. "Yes, they do," replied Percy sadly. "Right," said Duck, "we'll soon stop that nonsense," and he whispered something to Percy. "We'll do it tonight." The following morning, Duck spoke to his driver. "Donald says I quack as if I laid an egg," he said. "Let's play a joke on him to teach him a lesson." "I have an idea," laughed his fireman, and he whispered something to Duck and his driver. That night, when Donald was asleep, Duck's driver and fireman put something into Donald's water tank. The next morning, when Donald stopped for water, he found an unexpected passenger aboard. A little duckling popped out of his water tank. His driver and fireman could hardly believe their eyes, but Donald smiled. "I know who's behind this," he laughed, and Donald told them what had happened in the shed. The duckling was tame. She shared the driver and fireman's sandwiches and rode in the tender. But as the day went on, she grew tired of traveling and hopped off at a station, where she stayed. Before they reached home, Donald and his driver and fireman made a plan. That night they were very busy, and when Duck's crew arrived in the morning, they made a surprise discovery. "Look, Duck," they laughed, "there's a nest with an egg in it under your bunker." Donald opened a sleepy eye. "Well, well," he exclaimed, "you must have laid it in the night." Duck laughed. "You win, Donald. It would take a clever engine to get the better of you." Duck and Donald became good friends, and the duckling settled at the station. She lived in a pond nearby, but she always flew back to the station to welcome the engines. Donald was her favorite, and she sometimes hopped on for a ride. The station master called her Dilly, but to everyone else she was always Donald's duck. The end. Fun fact: ducks are also called waterfowl because they are normally found in places where there is water, like ponds, streams, and rivers. Were you paying close attention to the story? Try the fun quiz. Where did the Fat Controller tell Percy he could work, after the new engine arrived to do his job? The answer is at the new harbor with Thomas and Toby. What did Donald's fireman and driver find in Donald's water tank? The answer is a duckling. What did the station master call Donald's duck? The answer is Dilly. Fun fact: the production of duck eggs is affected by daylight. When there is more daylight, the ducks will lay more eggs. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Remember to like and subscribe for free to the Telltale channel and click the notification bell for more stories, quizzes, and fun facts. Check out the channel's playlist for more Telltale stories and fairy tales.